Locker Room, with all the sports news you need, live.
All the reaction on Scotland at Euro 2024.
Hello, very good evening to you, and the time is now, actually. I was going to invite William Wallace into the studio, but he's standing out in the field in Freegham or something. I don't know what it's on about. Come in. So we've only been talking about this, Graham, since September, you would say, since we qualified, and we are just maybe about 2 and a bit hours away from the big kickoff. So welcome to the locker room at the Euros. Well, not at the Euros because we are not there. But I'll just say that anyway. So tonight, joined by Graham Duffy, as always, Regan Scavens. He'll be on very soon, and Barry Anderson. Welcome back to the show, Barry. How are you?
I'm good, Michael. Yeah, how are you? Is excitement building? I take it ahead of tonight.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. I mean, Graham, this has been the longest week ever in history. You know, the longest day. But as I put in Twitter, well, X now as it called, it was Euros Eve yesterday, and now it feels like Christmas Day.
Mate, all day at work, all I've been thinking about is, please can 5 o'clock hurry up, 6 o'clock hurry up. I just want this game. I've been buzzing all week, been buzzing for weeks, got the Scotland shirt on, watching videos of Scotland fans in Germany, feeling very jealous, I'm not going to lie, but I just can't wait now. I just want kickoff. I cannot wait.
Barry, you're going to the party on Monday, but as I always said to, well, I said it to Graham last Sunday on the show, but like it's always good to be at the party, but you want to be at the after show party as well, meaning we want to qualify for the first time, and we'll go. Skibby Clark will go down in history.
Absolutely. I've spent so long and so many times over and over again seeing Scotland arrive at the party and get into the lobby and then get kicked out again. And, you know, we're so used to that scenario that it almost becomes routine. But this time you have to say they've got a good chance to actually go one better and join the knockout rounds. So I definitely think they've got it in them. Germany, the first game was enormously tough. And if you get into it with that, I think it's a massive bonus. But the next 2 games, Switzerland and Hungary, you've got to be able to look at that, winning both of those if you can. And if you fall a wee bit short, you get a win and a draw, you should still be going through with 4 points. I think that's got to be the aim.
Don't forget you can comment on anything that we're talking about tonight. We're on until 7 o'clock, and then we'll be back hopefully with maybe a point or maybe 3 points. I don't know. At 10 o'clock for the big post-match reaction. We're here until 11 o'clock. In fact, we'll be here next week as well. And when Scotland are playing, I think it's Wednesday and Sunday, the next 2 games are. So we'll be here for that, and hopefully we'll be here for the next few rounds as well. But not hedge my bets as well. But if maybe 2-1 to Scotland, but then again, I would take a point now, Barry.
100%, Michael. Yeah, I think if we've got a point, as I said, it'd be a huge bonus. I don't think anybody is realistically expecting anything out of this game. Germany, host nation, at the first game of the major tournament, it doesn't get any tougher than that. And if you look at the results, just in the last, just the last 6 games, the results that they've put together, they're clearly building momentum, as the Germans always do when a major tournament's coming round. They're always peaking just at the right time for the tournament start. So it's tough. You'd probably say it's slightly better to get them in the opening game if you are going to catch them cold. It's easier to do in the first game than the second or the third or beyond that. So yeah, fingers crossed they're not quite firing on all cylinders, but you just need to look at that team and some of the names in there, Verts and Havertz and Gundogan, Sani, Musiala, Toni Kroos. It's ridiculous. So it's going to be extremely tough. But Scotland have pulled off some terrific results over the last few years under Steve Clarke, and if any Scotland team's going to pull a result out of the bag here, then I think it could be this one.
When we were talking on Sunday when we did the big preview show and we were talking about Germany's not firing in all cylinders as well. But a lot of people forget that Germany's not playing a competitive game, obviously because they're the home nation. Do you think that will play a part in it tonight as well? No.
I don't think so, but I think they are under massive pressure. They are the hosts. They've not been brilliant over the last couple of tournaments. They tend to flatter to deceive a little bit. They do have really good players, and I think what Scotland have to do tonight, for me, we have to keep Tony Kroos quiet. He's the main man for me. He's a dominant midfielder. He's a brilliant, brilliant footballer. We need to keep him quiet, but I think Germany's under massive pressure. It's their tournament. They're expected to do well in this. I don't think they're actually going to do that well, if I'm going to be brutally honest. I don't think they're a great side. Yes, they do have talent. Musiala's a very good player, but I don't think they're a brilliant side, so I don't actually think they'll do that well. And the pressure's all on them. This is a game that Scotland, I'm going to use the term free hit, because for me it is, because I've said previously, even if we lose tonight, which I think we might get a narrow defeat, I honestly think we'll beat Hungary and Switzerland. Now, that's not being arrogant in any way, because I think Hungary are a decent side. But I look at that Scotland team and I think we beat Spain. We were brilliant that day. We were not great against Norway, but we got through. We've actually done well against bigger teams when we're not expected to win. So I think this is a game that Scotland can go in there and just, it's a bit of a free hit. And I actually think Scotland to the right tonight. I think we'll compete. If we can keep it tight, even get to like half-time 0-0, the German fans will start to get frustrated. And then you just wonder what might happen. So, yeah, I don't think there's any pressure on Scotland tonight. All the pressure is on Germany. It's their tournament. They're the hosts. All the pressure's on them. There's none on Scotland.
Good evening to Jim, our friend James Elliott Watson on YouTube. He says we tend to perform better against bigger nations. I'll take a point from this game. Good luck, Scotland. Ian Nicholson saying on old Facebook, he says, I'm hoping for a draw tonight, but I take that all day long. Barry, in the build-up to the game, in the build-up to the end of the season, when you were watching Premiership games in Scotland, and in England, you were like feeling the worst, because every time there was people injured and stuff like that, and the latest was Lyndon Dykes. But I suppose you need to forget about that now. You're at the Euros, and put the injuries at the back of your mind. Just get on with the tournament.
Yeah, definitely. I think the time for dejection and what ifs is gone now. You have to seize the moment now. You're in a couple of hours from kick-off. The players will be going through their routines, pre-match routines. They'll be out for a warm-up shortly. They'll be in the zone, if you want to call it that. And there's no time now for thinking about what's gone in the past. There's full focus on this game, and for me, getting a good start in this game, because notoriously in big games, Scotland are prone to losing early goals, and straight away you do that, you're on the back foot. We can't afford that. Graham's absolutely right. If we can get to a point where it's goalless at half time, then that's job done for one half, and you then look at how you're going to deal with the second half when your game plan is for that. I think Scotland generally have to be really tight at the back. I think they do have good players from middle to front. I think defence can be a weakness, so they need to be extremely switched on, extremely concentrated, and watching runners coming through, because the Germans like runners from midfield where they're on the front line. Kai Havertz will drop off, and they'll play behind them. We need to be really wary of that. We also, when we do get the ball, we've got to keep it as well as we can. Gilmore McGregor in the middle of the pitch will be extremely vital for that. Ball retention is crucial, because you're not going to have all the Germans are going to dominate possession you would expect. So when Scotland do get the ball, they have to use it really wisely and not be conceding possession cheaply, because clearly you give the Germans the ball, they're going to have it.
Barry, I'm just looking at what Steve Clarke has said, and he said here, I've probably got two in mind that I'm still mulling over when it comes to the starting 11. Who do you think that might be? Do you think, I know we talked about this before we came on air, but do you think one of those might be who's going to play up front, whether it's Shankland or Adams?
It could be. My own thought is that he's probably set on Adams starting and Shankland coming off the bench if we need a goal. I'm not saying it'll stay that way in the second game and the third game, but certainly for this game, I think that's how it'll start. I think one of the things he will look at would be the back three. Tierney's going to start on the left, we know that, but who does he start on the right and who starts in the middle? He likes Grant Hanley, but Grant Hanley's performance in the pet friendly against Finland wasn't particularly great. So will he look at that and will he try something else? Will he play Henry on the right or Ryan Porteous? Henry's more experienced, Jack Henry, than Porteous does. So that's clearly one of the issues for him, I would suspect.
This is I said my team on Sunday, so this is my team. I've said 3-4-2-1. So I've gone Angus Gunn and goal, back three of Porteous, Tierney and Hendry, Robertson left, Ralston right with McGregor and Gilmore in the centre. Assuming he's fit, in front of that, I'm then going McTominay and McGinn and probably Adams up front. That would be that's my start 11.
Yeah, I don't think you're far wrong with that. As I say, whether he starts Hanley or not, I'm not sure. It's basically a decision for Steve Clarke to make his season of training and make his judgment from there. I don't expect Ryan Christie to start, but I do think it's harsh that he's not starting. I think he's been very good for Scotland in the last couple of friendlies, and you always know what you're going to get with Ryan. He's very creative, go forward, he's brave, he'll try and break the line with his passes and he scores goals. So, but again, that's somebody else who could come on later on in the game in the second half if we're having to try and chase out
I thought that Ian Nicholson saw it on Facebook makes an interesting point. Only if the game was plaguing paper, guys, we would have won this game weeks ago. But he says, I'll tell you what, if we could score first, then hold the ball, then defend, well, that might just be frustrating for Germany. And there's a final whistle. Scotland's won the game. But Barry, I think it's kind of one of these games where you've got to take the game in stages. Like the first 15 minutes would be a bit crucial as well, and like you're hoping that their fans would get on top of them and all that, and then take it from there.
Definitely, yeah, you're right, Michael. The start is crucial. The start to any game is crucial, but certainly a big game like this. You need to be on it right from the first minute. You've got to be switched on. Can't be giving away silly chances and conceding possession cheaply, because the Germans will punish you. I think Scotland have waited a long time for this game, and there will be pressure, there will be nerves. And there's a lot of players there that play big games in English Premier League and Champions League and all this sort of stuff. But this is, a level above that when you're playing international football in a major tournament. And more than that, the opening game of a major tournament against the host nation, so it's a step up again just from your normal international game. So a couple of rungs up the ladder, but I certainly think that we've got the squad to cope with now. There's been a long time waiting for what you might call a golden generation to emerge in the Scotland side, and I think we do have that now. There's a lot of experience in the squad. If you look at the number of caps in total, you look at the age of the players, they've got some previous tournament experience from Euro 2020. So we are in a decent position going into this tournament. We have to try and take the opportunity and seize it.
Barry, can I just ask you what your thoughts were on the call-ups of Tommy Conway and Lewis Morgan?
Yeah, I was pleased. Conway is somebody I've heard quite a bit about from down south. Not seen a great deal of little bits and pieces here and there. But one thing I liked about him, when he came on against Finland and he looked hungry, as well as being mobile and sharp. He was hungry, there was a desire there. He was clearly happy to be involved with the Scottish national team. And obviously he played 21s before that. So I'm really pleased with him. And Lewis Morgan has scored a lot of goals. I think it's 9 and 16 for his club in America. So, and he's been playing centre forward there quite a bit, which is unusual for compared to the position that he had playing in Scotland. So somebody else that gives us a different option up front, and I think that's important for Lyndon Dykes being out. Nobody's going to come in and do what Lyndon Dykes does, because I think he's a really effective player for Scotland, albeit not a prolific goal scorer all the time. But we do need different options at centre forward, and I think we've got that now between Jay Adams, Lawrence Shankland, Tommy Conway, and Lewis Morgan. I think that's 4 decent options.
We spoke about this, I think, on the previous show. A name that always comes up when it comes to Scotland is Ryan Gold. Now, I think actually Gold's had a decent season in the MLS, but I think we kind of said that the problem I think with Ryan Gold is in a position as an attacking midfielder that we're quite covered in. Would you have selected Ryan Gold? Because, like I said, it's a name that gets announced every single time, and he doesn't ever get called up.
Yeah, previously I would have selected Ryan Gold because I think he deserved an opportunity, and I do still think he deserves an opportunity, but I wouldn't have brought him right in just for this tournament, in and out of the cold type thing. I don't think that tends not to be Steve Clarke's way, although it's been forced, his hand's been forced a little bit with, bringing Ross McCrory in and Conway, as we've just discussed. But yeah, I'd like to see Ryan Gold get a chance. I think it'd be worth having a look at in the Nations League games later this year, because the form that he's showing in the MLS, you can't be that consistent if you're a poor player, and there's different challenges in the MLS. There's a lot of travelling and things like that, which is similar to international football. The pace of the game is quite similar to international football, albeit the quality is not the same way. So I do think he would have something, or could have something to offer in his first look.
Barry, you mentioned about experience there as well, and the name that comes to mind, and I thought Graham was going to ask you this question as well.
I was going to, but I thought leave it for you to do.
Yeah, all right, okay. Yeah, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. Barry, don't listen. Are we live? Okay, we're live. How obviously you see Hearts and Hibs kind of like week in, week out through your journalism work. How kind of like frustrated with Craig Gordon not to be in the squad, and how I always feel as though I was kind of like he did so well get back into the not even the Scotland squad, but the Hearts squad as well, with that serious injury up at Dundee United, was it? As well. And we all saw the pictures and we thought, wow, his career might be over. But how well do you think Gordon's came back? But also, how disappointed do you think he would feel by just missing out and kind of the Euros by 45 minutes, you would say?
Yeah, he'll be devastated, and you can understand that, because a big part of his motivation for coming back from the broken leg and taking that full year, to work himself back to fitness, he wanted to get to a major tournament and play for Scotland at a major tournament. He was in the squad for Euro 2020, but sat on the bench in all 3 games. David Marshall was the keeper, if you remember. So he hasn't got on the pitch, and he was really pushing and hoping they'd been, Scotland #1. And but for the leg injury, probably would have been, because I'm not sure Angus Gunn would have accepted a call up to be second in command to Craig Gordon had Craig Gordon not suffered his leg break and still been fit, still being the Scotland keeper. So it's a shame the way it's worked out for him, and he'll be gutted. But he's also the type of guy that you never write him off. You can't afford to write him off, because he always bounces back and he enjoys proving people wrong when he gets written off. So he'll be back. He'll be back for Hearts next season, and he's got things to achieve there as well. So certainly don't think he's finished. And you wouldn't put it past him getting back in the international squad either or something.
Barry, I was just going to say, Barry, in terms of tonight, obviously we know we're probably not going to go not a lot of the ball. Germany probably will dominate. How important do you think it is that obviously when we get the ball, that especially like say Billy Gilmour, who I think is a really good footballer, how important do you think it is that when we do get the ball that we do actually keep it? And also, I think I mentioned to Michael as well, if we do get chances, it might not be that many. How important do you think it is when we get these chances, whether it be a set piece or whatever it is, that we do take them? Because I think you're right. I don't even think we'll see a lot of the ball against Switzerland and Hungary as well. But especially tonight, opening game, how important is it that when we do get chances that we actually do take them?
Yeah, and your first point is probably the most important, I would say, Graham, because to make those chances, you have to have the ball. So when we get the ball, we have to make sure that we're using it, and it's not just got it for 5 or 6 seconds and then it's given away again. There has to be movement in around the midfield. There has to be width. There's a lot of responsibility on the fullbacks tonight, the wing backs, Ralston, if I need to select Ralston, which I expect they will, Ralston and Robertson, because they have to provide an outlet for the midfield. Because if you're going to have a chance against Germany, it's going to likely to be down the flanks and getting balls into the box. So yeah, ball retention is going to be so key. I do like the fact. I hope that McTominay is fit and he's in the team, because I like McTominay and getting it behind the striker. Whoever the striker is capable of scoring goals, whether it's Shackleton or Adams. And the two attacking midfielders in behind, they're capable of scoring goals as well. Again, McTominay is a good goal scorer for Scotland. So yeah, we do have goals in the team, but we won't get a lot of scoring chances. When it comes up, you've got to be really clinical and penalty area.
Before you go, Barry, I know you've got to go in a few minutes, and I appreciate you joining us tonight. Me and Graham's not jealous at all that you're going to Germany on Monday. But you know, I know we were holding the last Euros as well, and that was a bit of a dampener as well. But apart from that brilliant performance again at Wembley, and we took a point, but do you feel as though tonight is actually a tournament? Because don't forget that the last tournament we were coming out COVID lockdown, and you know, I think it was 14,000 or something, or maybe not as much as that, but being allowed in this gig. So do you feel now this is a proper tournament with full houses and brilliant atmosphere? I mean, you've saw it this week with the Tartan Army over in Germany.
Yeah, definitely. Michael, you're right. It just feels more real. I think looks more real on the eye. Having so many fans congregating in the city squares and fan zones and all that sort of thing. And this is what we wanted. The last time, obviously, COVID put paid to that. And so rightly so, you know, limiting the crowd numbers was the correct thing to do at the time. But now there's none of that, and people can actually just go about their business and support Scotland the way they want. You see the passion that the fans have got. It's absolutely terrific. Everybody feeds off that. You know, you're just sitting here watching it and seeing it on social media and stuff. You're buzzing like a bag of bees. It's absolutely amazing. So I can't wait to get there on Monday. I just want them to get the results. I don't care who's there. I don't care what happens. Just get the results. Try and get a result tonight first and foremost, and if not, get in about Switzerland and Hungary and try and get the points that we need to get out of the group, because it's ridiculous that we've never actually gone beyond the first stage.
Barry, there's a question here from Hashbury Stumble. Should we be pressing high or defending deep?
I would say more of a mid block. I think when we don't have the ball, we have to constrict space and stop space, and I hope that we go man for man at midfield, because Cruz, Andre, and Gundogan will pass through us for fun if we don't get close enough to them. So when we don't have the ball, we need to be in there facing restricting space. When we do have it, we need to open up the space and be like a coiled spring, if you like, and try and get to the attack. So I wouldn't really say. I certainly don't think we should press high. I don't think we can defend on our own. I think either thing's got to be more of a mid block for me.
There's another question. There's another question as well. Do you think Steve Clarke will tell his players, "Look, lads, you can make history in this tournament"?
I do, yeah. That'd be the obvious thing to say, but he might keep that for the last game, you know, the third game, if things are riding on it. I think that's the obvious kind of speech to try and give, you know, gives a chance to go and grab this today. So let's hope we're in that position to do so.
Graham, did you notice that Barry kind of slipped in there about because he's about to go, or can't wait to go to Germany on Monday?
Mate, honestly, I'm really jealous of everyone that's there, because I really wish I was there. I'm honestly, I'm so jealous of the folks that are there, because it looks amazing.
Well, I'll leave you to it just now. Hopefully, I'll catch up with you again soon.
Have a great time, Barry.
Yeah,
have a great time,
enjoy the game tonight.
Will do, mate.
Cheers, Barry.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye. There we go. That was football journalist for the Evening News, Barry Anderson, talking all things Scotland, and he's going out to the party on Monday, and me and Graham's not going to the party. Remember that song? It was out in was it the 80s, Graham, or the 90s? You can cry if you want to. Remember
I
that?
do remember that actually.
Yeah, I think that could be a bit of a theme tune actually, as well before the Euros. But by the way, if we get the final, there'll not be any show because I
Mate,
think
if we get to the final, even if I have no ticket, I'm going to Germany. I
yeah,
don't care if
I
I've
know.
not got a ticket.
Exactly, yeah. I'll start walking at the now, Graham. But I mean, the head-to-head, Graham, right? Is Scotland won 4 times, Germany won 8 times. But could we make that 8-5 tonight?
Do you know what? Like I said, there's no pressure. I think we've got a really good squad there. I like the fact that he's called up, as I mentioned to Barry earlier, Lewis Morgan and Tommy Conway. And there is no pressure. Now, you look at the Spain game, like I said, at Hampden, we were brilliant that night. We were really, really good. This is different because it is in Germany, but there's no reason Scotland can't go there with confidence and actually take points off Germany. Yes, it'll be difficult, but do you know what? We could potentially do it. And like I said, all the pressure's in Germany. It's their tournament. They're at home. But I've seen it numerous times. Favourites don't always win. So it's like a one-off cup game. There's every chance Scotland could get a result tonight. And see if we do, it would be unbelievable. But this, for me, isn't a game that I'm thinking, right, if we lose this game, that's it done. Of course it's not. I still have very much belief that we can beat Switzerland and Hungary because I think we've beaten better teams than those two. Anything tonight for me is a bonus. A draw, obviously, a win would be great. But even like a narrow defeat isn't actually that bad. See if we do the show at 10 o'clock and it's been a narrow defeat, but Scotland have played really well, that'll give us hope going into the next 2 games. I don't think we'll get hammered. All the pressure tonight is on Germany. They've got all the pressure. And like I said earlier, if we can get to half-time at 0-0, the pressure will start to tell on those Germany fans. They'll start booing their team. And you never know, Scotland have got players off that bench that could cause them problems. So I've got my laptop on just now, trying to get the team news. It's not up yet, but there's a few folk actually saying that they would start Shankland. I would as well, but I don't think he will. I think it'll be Adams that'll start.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about that, Graham, right? And I do agree with Barry Anderson about and a few other people I've saw on the TV last week. He'll be a good sub to run on because like if we're running right, well, hopefully we're not running Germany right for the whole game, they'll get tired, and I think Shankland would be a good sub to run on because, like, you always guarantee a goal. I mean, look at the other night. Okay, it was a friendly, and it was like an end of season game, but like he nearly scored in the first half.
He did, and listen, I've seen Lawrence Shankland all season. He's been outstanding. I would love him to start. I can understand if Adams does start though, but I mean, if you get to like, let's just say, for example, 70 minutes, it's still 0-0, and you bring Shankland on, it just needs that one chance and he'll take it. One ball at the box and he'll take it. That's what I'm hoping for. Ideally, I'd love Scotland to be 3-4 up by that point, then bring him on. Happy with that. But, I mean, it's a great stuff to bring on. But like I said, you've now got the options of Tommy Conway. You've got Lewis Morgan there as well. We do have options now, which we didn't before. This is one thing that I've said about Scotland so many times on the show before. We don't really have a lot of options up front, but now that we've got Conway, Morgan, you've got Adams, and now you've obviously got Shankland as well, we've got options there. I do think Lyndon Dykes will be a massive miss because that physical presence, but we've got options now. So bringing Shankland on at like 70 minutes to maybe get a winning goal, honestly, I think I'd be through the window if that happened. I'd be buzzing if that happened.
Because this, I'm actually just thinking because obviously, like, no matter what news channel you're watching, it's all about Scotland. Does this suit Germany in terms of like they've been awful quiet and like the main focus is on Scotland this week? National news as well, national newspapers, the Tatton Army there. Does this suit Germany better?
Probably, but I'm guessing that pretty much all the German national papers will be thinking something very different. It's very different for us because, I mean, you look at the pictures and there's been plenty of them on X, on Facebook, on national media. The Scotland fans in Germany having an absolute blast. I love that. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm jealous that I'm not there. But I'm sure that the German people are probably thinking, I'm actually quite worried now. Because if we don't win that opening game, then the pressure's right on them. So I'm sure the German media will be thinking something different. But for Scotland, it's just brilliant. I mean, look at back at 1998. Scotland opening as Brazil. There was no pressure on Scotland then, and we actually competed very well against Brazil. Should have actually got a draw at that game. Unfortunately, Tom Boyd got the own goal. But there's absolutely no pressure on us. But I'm telling you now, the German media, if we were to get even a point out of this game, they'd be furious. So, like I said, there's absolutely no pressure on us. And right now, honestly, I would love to take a draw. I would generally love to take a draw. But we're an hour and a half before kickoff. I cannot wait for this game.
Andy Robertson said yesterday at the press conference, and it's very clear, Graham, what he says. He says we're very excited about the game, but it's important that we need to show up and basically make history, and that's what I've been saying, Graham, because it's all right being there, playing Germany, playing Switzerland, playing Hungary, party atmosphere in Germany, but you just don't want to be there for we've qualified for the Euros and that's it, because you want to be there but also do something as well, and as you were saying earlier on, make history.
Yeah, I mean, how often have you said it's great to be you want to be at the party, and we are, and you don't want to be there to make up the numbers. Scotland don't want to be there just to make up the numbers. You want to be there and actually be competitive, and I think we will be, and I hope we will be. And Robertson's right. There's no point in going if you're just going to go, well, we'll probably be out early. Doesn't really matter. No, that's not the way you've got to think. Yes, it's tough. Germany, Switzerland, Hungary is not going to be easy. But I think we've shown recently we are a good side. We've taken points off Norway, taken points off Spain. And that friendly against Holland for 70 minutes, we were a better side. So we have actually shown we can compete. Now this is the big stage. There is no point in going if you don't think you can compete. So I think Robertson's right. We've got to actually go there and show that we are good players. And I think we have got good players. There's no doubt about that. We've got to go there and actually show that we can be competitive. And I think we will be. I don't think we'll get blown away. Now, I might come back on at 10 o'clock and that might completely be different. But I don't think we'll get blown away. I think we'll be very, very solid defensively. I think Angus Gunn will be busy. Now, I think you're right what you said to Barry. I'm disappointed that Craig Gordon's not there just for the experience side of it, but I didn't think he would start anyway. But, Robertson's right. We've got to go there and show that we are a good side. And I think we are a good side. And Steve Clarke has shown that. He's now got us to 2 Euros. The first one was very different because there was no fans there. This is going to be something different. If you're a Scotland player walking out onto the Allianz Arena and seeing the Scotland fans in there, you'll be thinking, we've got to do something here. I mean, honestly, it's going to be amazing. It'll be a brilliant occasion.
Because, this really feels like, the last Euros, as I was saying to Barry, was brilliant and all that. But you didn't get the same kind of atmosphere, kind of big build-up to the game because lockdown and COVID and all that. But this just feels like brilliant. Yeah. It's just brilliant to be there. And I think I said to you as well, Graham, when we've done the show on Sunday, it feels a bit different as well because in the past, Scotland's not, we are very poor in the qualifying games. And then when the World Cup's there, you see advertising in shops and TV channels and newspapers, and you're thinking, well, I watch it, but I've not really got a real interest in it just because, from my selfish point of view, we are not there.
No, well, I've said before, I love international summer tournaments like Euros or World Cup because they are, the summer does get a bit boring if there's no football on. But the fact that Scotland are actually in it makes it that bit more special. And the fact we're opening the tournament against the hosts is even better. It just brings that excitement. And like I said, all day, I've been thinking, I just wish work would finish. I've been listening to radio on that all day, on and off, listening to different podcasts and stuff. And the build-up's been really good. It has been fantastic. And you're right, the last Euros didn't feel the same because nobody could really go. It just didn't have that same feel about it. This is completely different. like I said, you look at the pictures of the Scotland fans, the kids that are there probably for the first ever tournament, and it's brilliant. You know, I'm wearing the Scotland top just now. My laddie's been singing "No Scotland, No Party" for the last 3 days. It's just brilliant. And I went to go to the shops the other day, and along the road from me, there's like bunting out, and it's like Scotland bunting. So the people are getting really, really excited. And it's Scotland fever. Honestly, it's brilliant. I can't wait for kickoff now.
Keep the comments coming in, by the way. This is a brilliant show, and we're back on at 10 o'clock to hopefully speak about a famous point over in Germany. I mean, I'll stick by it, Graham, right? But I think we can qualify 7 points.
I do as well. I've said, honestly, I genuinely have said previously, and you'll know this, I've said that I think Scotland will get through. I think we'll qualify. Now, I think the second game will be interesting if we can win that. But again, it depends what happens tonight. If we can get any kind of result tonight, a draw or a victory, it would set us up brilliantly. Now, I spoke to another, because I do a lot of different podcasts and stuff, and I spoke to another content creator, and he basically said that he doesn't think Scotland will get out of the group. I think they'll finish bottom. Now, that's fine. It's all about opinion. I don't believe that, though. I genuinely have this belief that Scotland will get through. I don't know why. I'm a Scot. I don't know why I'm so confident. I shouldn't be this confident. But I just think we've got a really good chance, because I look at Switzerland, they're quite an aging squad. Hungary, yes, I've got decent players in it. Dominic Szoboszlai at Liverpool's a brilliant footballer. But we've got good footballers as well. And that's what we've got to be going into. We've got to be thinking we can beat these people. There's no reason we shouldn't. So, yeah, I genuinely think we can get out the group. And I'm saying now, I think we'll get 6 points. I think we'll beat Switzerland and Hungary. 6 points out the group. Finish second. We're going through.
We were down to 2 men there, Graham, because Barry left us. But now Regan has come on, number 14. Mr. Stevens has come on. Regan, how's the nerves?
I find Michael. Looking forward to it. I think it's really good we've got Germany in the first match as well, because I think if we had Germany in the third match where you're looking to win that game, it's very difficult. But I think the pressure's off the players tonight. I'm telling myself that anyway. And I'm just glad that I'll just be glad we finally get this match off, because I heard you guys talking about an hour ago saying we've qualified in September, and it feels like ages ago. But yeah, it's just good to be back on with you guys and talking Scotland, because I'm not so much nervous, but yeah, it's a kind of anticipation as well.
Regan, do you have a team in mind for tonight? I've given mine. Do you have a team in mind for tonight, what you would go with?
I do. I would only the two big positions for me is I would only put the only positions that are up for debate for me is the centre back pairing. Obviously, I think Tierney will play centre back, and I think Robertson and Ralston will play as full backs, and then I think the extra centre back should be Porteous, but I think he'll go with Grant Hanley. That's what's giving me the fear, Graham. You know,
actually, do you know what? We on this show, right? Michael hosts it, and he never gets asked questions. So, Michael, what would you do for the team selection tonight, mate? What would your Scotland team be?
There you go, Michael.
Yes, okay, yes. Under pressure now. I would basically go with the same team as you, Graham. But I think I let the cat out the bag early on. Shankland would be a sub, and Adams, and then maybe I would change it towards the 65th minute. And then just change it that way as well. But I mean, everybody would want to see 2 up front, but it's never going to do that, especially in the game against Germany and the top team. Maybe you would see that maybe in the second or third game. No offense to Switzerland and Hungary, but you can't take any chances against Germany, Graham. So I will go the same starting 11 as you, apart from, as I say, Shankland will be a sub to bring on.
I'll give you what Julian Nagelsmann, the German manager, said about Scotland. So he was full of praise for Steve Clarke and the job he's done. Scotland are a team that doesn't have world-class stars, but that makes them very dangerous, he said. They work very hard and have a classic Scottish mentality. They've had an incredible development. They're not a kick-and-rush team. When you watched Scotland a few years ago, it was balls in the air and fighting for seconds. Now they're capable in every department. They can counter-attack and have a good build-up game. They have effective pressing moments but can defend compactly. They're in a good way, and it's because of the brilliant job of my colleague Steve Clarke. So, I mean, Julian Nagelsmann is very, very complimentary for Scotland. I just hope he's saying that after the game. I don't, to be fair.
We'll be on till 7 o'clock. Hopefully, Graham will get the teams before we go off air at 7 o'clock. I'm not actually sure about if they sell pies and bottles over in Germany. I'm not actually sure. I just think it's beer that they sell over in Germany. It has to be stumble, they say. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back on at 10 o'clock after the game and during the Euros campaign as well. Graham, Reagan makes a good point because obviously everybody wanted Germany before the draw actually took place. But I suppose if you would ask any Scotland fans, they would want basically the hardest game out the way first.
100%. And when you're playing the hosts in their own backyard at the Allianz, I mean, it's going to be the atmosphere tonight is going to be absolutely sensational. The Scotland fans, like I said, are going to be absolutely brilliant. I'm not going to lie, they'll probably be in the pubs all day. But honestly, I think getting Germany the first game of the tournament, I think is great. Get out of the way early. And like I said, if you can be competitive, even if it's a narrow defeat, you give yourself a bit of optimism going into the next two games and give yourself that little bit of belief. I don't think Germany are, I might live to regret this, I don't think Germany are that good a side. They've not been overly impressive in the last few tournaments. But like I said, this is a big tournament for them. It's their own tournament. I think their journalists and that will be raging if they don't get through the group. And if they don't at least get to a semi-final, I don't think they will. I genuinely don't think they will. I think they've got really good players. Like I said, I think Toni Kroos is an absolutely outstanding midfielder. And when he retires, it'll be a massive shame because I love watching him. But apart from that, I mean, Germany don't really impress me that much. So if there's a game that I think Scotland could go into against a big nation, I think we could win this game, it is tonight.
And I think as well, Reagan, when I say against Sunday on the show, if we could make history by getting out of the group, or else go on the road even further, that would be brilliant. But it puts Scottish football on the map because I can't remember, but I was watching so many interviews this week. I can't remember, but they were interviewing fans out in the street, and this guy was asking them about, "Oh, do you know who so and so is?" And basically, the reporter says, "Do you know who John McGinn is?" And he says, "No." So I suppose it's like, I hope he scores tonight, and then you'll certainly know who he is then. But do you think it will be a good thing for Scotland tonight because everybody sees Scotland as a kind of wee nation?
I think it will. I think a good point was made on the radio earlier that Germany's a nation with 70 million people, and Scotland is a nation of 5 or 6, 8 million at most. And I know there's 11 on the part of the 9, so we've got players that can really hurt Germany. And I think, like you said there, maybe some German journalists are not too familiar on some of the players, but I don't know how, because John McGinn's been one of the best players for a top 4 team in England, Aston Villa. So I think it's quite arrogant to say that, but I think in terms of Scotland, I think we've got a good team, but I don't think we've got world-class players, but I think we've got a really good team. And what Steve Clarke's done, he's instilled a belief, and I think we've got every chance if we can do a Steve Clarke what he did in the Scottish Premiership a few years ago when he was down in Ayrshire. So I've got a full belief in the manager and I've got a full belief in the players. I'm just looking forward to seeing it all in action tonight. and being with my family and just enjoying it.
Reagan, the first yellow card of the Euros, well, I'm actually your script, actually, because Ian Nicholson says on Facebook, Reagan, put your phone down for
He's
5
checking.
minutes.
He's check. I'll back Reagan up. He's checking for the team news, same as I am.
He is, exactly. But there you go. It just goes to show people's watching the show, Graham. They're not putting on and making the done in the background. But yeah, so yeah, thanks for your comment. And as for the scum, this is actually very funny. Maybe they could bring in Taylor Swift at halftime, like the Super Bowl. What do you think of that, Graham? Right, okay, moving on. Yeah,
why? Just why? I don't get the fascination with her. She's not even that good.
Oh, right. She's good up front, I hear.
You try to tell me you're not a Swiftie, Graham?
I'm definitely not a Swiftie, mate. No chance.
Right, moving swiftly on then.
Yeah.
The first joke of the Euro.
That's one of your better ones, to be fair, mate.
Tell you something, Graham, that's the best thing Michael said all season, isn't it?
It's taken a while.
What season, Reagan, you talking about? This season, the last season?
Season 2020 to 21.
I'll tell you what, after this, Michael's making a swift exit.
Oh, no, you can't use that. Copyright. You can't use that. No, exactly. Reagan, I was asking Graham early on, right? Would it make any difference because Germany's not playing a competitive game because obviously they're the home nation? Do you think that would make any difference at all?
No, I don't think it does. To be honest, I think Germany will be up for this. I think because we've got the home nation behind them, I think Scotland just need to battle away and hope that one chance takes away, because I'm just really interested to see this team news, because I'm looking forward to seeing what Steve Clarke does, because I said this to somebody last night. I don't know if McGregor and Briley is too much of a combative midfield. I don't know if you need a Ryan Christie. So, yep. Gurumi, you got any closer to the team news? No, because I'm quite interested in this.
Nah, not yet, mate. It's not come up yet, but I keep looking for it.
So they are. I keep checking all the time, but
Michael Harrison says Shankland in 92 minutes. I don't think my nerves could handle that. But if you know the score before the game, if you're psychic, that would be nice. But I don't think
we need
so,
that. We need that Paul the Octopus on.
Yeah, no, exactly.
A few years ago.
Yeah, oils that. Was it the letters that they put beside the Prime Minister or something, was it? And the letters. Oh no, it was Liz Truss. Remember her? She was on in for 2 minutes. Yeah, so maybe Reagan's away to see his phone now, because he's away as well. Graham, it's just brilliant being at a big kind of like tournament again. I mean, so what were you doing back in 1998?
I was at work, and I can't remember what time the kickoff was, but thankfully we had quite decent bosses, so they let all the people that wanted to go and watch the game go home early to watch it. And it was just, I remember running home because I didn't stay that far from my work, and I remember running home to watch it, and it was an incredible occasion, like, because it was so. Like, it wasn't really that, we weren't really that great, let's be honest, at Scotland. And it was brilliant. Like, playing Brazil, you're thinking, this could be a hammering. They had, like, really decent players there. And then, I think we went 1-0 down after, like, 4 minutes, and you think, oh, this will be a hammering here. And then when we get the equaliser for the penalty from John Collins, it's like, wow, we could actually get something here. And then, unfortunately, the own goal from Tom Boyd. But I loved it. It was brilliant. I was young at the time, but it was brilliant. Watching that first game, and then we didn't really do that well afterwards. We got hammered by Morocco, which wasn't great. But honestly, we drew with Norway as well. Craig Burley scoring that goal, and the fact they had like 2 front teeth. But I loved it. It was a brilliant tournament. But that first game, like playing Brazil first game, it was unbelievable. I loved it.
Believe it or not, I was at school at the time, Graham. I know I don't look that old, but there you go. I, you were saying earlier on, Reagan, about Graham, sorry, about Stevie Clark should say to the team that you know, that you're going to make history of getting out of the group. But to be honest, I think you will say that anyway. But I think the team would know that, Graham.
Oh, of course they will. You know, you don't need to tell them that. They will definitely know that they can make history. And like, if Scotland gets out the group, it's the first time in what our history that we've managed to get out a group. They will know that. The players know that. They don't need any extra pressure on them. And I think as well, the fact that you could actually get through finishing third, it's a really good opportunity. It's actually harder not to get through than it is to get through. So I genuinely think they will already know that. But I think we've got a really good group of players there that actually we can qualify for this, and it would be incredible. I genuinely think the players will be sitting there thinking, I just want to go in that park now. I want to see the Scotland fans in the Allianz. I want to get started, and let's see what happens. But I am buzzing for this. I cannot wait.
Well, Graham, I can tell you that I've just turned on STV there, and they've got a 10-minute interview with Southgate on during the Scotland coverage here. I just don't understand how they're talking about the Scotland Germany game here, and they're actually showing you video footage from the England training.
This is what I hate.
I don't get it.
This is what I hate, and I've said this so many times. STV, BBC, whoever it is, whenever England's in a tournament, they only focus on them. They couldn't give a monkeys about anything else. It really, really frustrates me. They did the same thing at the last Euros as well. It was all about England, and I can't be bothered with it. They actually, I can't remember what game it was, but they did a full half-an-hour focus on England, who weren't even playing for 2 days later. They're an absolute joke. They couldn't give a monkeys about Scotland and anyone else, and that's why I can't stand them. I hate, I'm not going to say it, I absolutely hate England and their media. They really, really annoy me. It's Scotland you're focusing on. It's the opening game in the tournament, and all you care about is England. Get that in the bin. I cannot wait. I'm going to do a Kevin Keegan here. I cannot wait till they get knocked out.
Or we can get Delia Smith in the middle.
Try not to swear on the show when they do things like that. It's really difficult, but I'm being very professional here.
Well, just showed you, Reagan, that STV and BBC's not took their own presenting team, because if they were, you wouldn't get that.
Well, I can exclusively reveal, Michael, but for the second match, the BBC Scotland channel will do it.
Oh, so right, okay. So that's better.
They'll have their own commentary team that is Liam McLeod and Neil McCann, but who will not be on BBC One. They'll be on the BBC Scotland channel, which means that we'll actually get Scottish people talking about Scotland, because right now they're talking about Phil Foden and Jude Bellingham, which is really, you know.
I know this isn't an actual game, right? But like, this is what annoys me. Right? They will do like Albania against Slovenia. The game will be at 5 o'clock. They'll come on at 4 o'clock and spend 45 minutes talking about England's next game in 3 days. It is really annoying, and I cannot wait till they get knocked out. I genuinely can't, because they just annoy me.
Lots of comment coming in. Thanks for this. James Elliott says, 1998, I was in Paris for the opening game of the tournament. It was the best experience ever. Ian Nicholson says on Facebook, can you remember your first World Cup and the European Championships? Yes, because I was in the house watching it. I've never been to a tournament in my puff. Any of you guys been to tournaments?
Well,
no,
Michael,
just watching it.
But Michael, you're showing your age, because I'm 20. I'm going to be 26 in September, mate. This is the first time I've seen Scotland do a tournament properly. I was born in 1998. I was born in the September. Obviously, we played in France in 98, and June and July when John Collins scored that penalty, stuff like that. But so it's a great experience for me as well, because obviously the last time was COVID and stuff like that. So this just feels like a proper tournament. But no, I think it's just great to see so many people are going to enjoy this.
I was born in 1978, and Reagan's just said he was born in 1988. How old do I feel, man?
See the thing about having Graham on the show, right? You're a good pundit and all that, but you're too honest, mate. You think I say, yeah, no, I was born maybe about 5 years ago or something like that. You know, that's what I would have said as well.
No, I'm just too honest, mate. That's my problem. I'm too honest.
The cat's at the bag now. Reagan, that's what I was saying to the guys before he came on air about this feels like a proper tournament, because albeit we had the tournament between Scotland and England the last European Championships, and we failed there as well. But it didn't feel like a tournament because we were just coming out of COVID and lockdown and all that. But this feels like an actual proper tournament because everybody's talking about it. No matter what shops you go to, they've got soft tires out the windows and all that. It's just brilliant to see. But let's hope we can carry on the party, and let's hope we can deliver on the park.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's just brilliant to see so many people enjoying it. And like I said, this is the first tournament, and it's just it's good to see so many people in Scotland enjoying it and Germany enjoying it wherever they are. So it's just great, and obviously there's over 200 people in here enjoying it as well. So it's just great to be involved in, Michael. And I just hope everybody has a cracking night, and hopefully Scotland can do the job.
They haven't, so the lineups are not out for Scotland yet, but Germany's lineup, and I hope I can pronounce some of these names. So Neuer, Kimmich, Rudiger, Tah, Mittelstad, Andrich, Kroos, Musiala, Gundogan, Wirtz, and Kai Havertz. So that's the way that Germany line up tonight. As expected, because it was leaked about 2 days ago, to be fair. But the Scotland one isn't out yet. It should be out just now, actually.
So if we don't get it in a few minutes, I think we'll stay on until we get the team news as well.
We could do.
So so we're gonna hopefully it's gonna come out in a few minutes.
I think it'll be good to stay on and react to the team as well, and then we can go up after that, guys.
Well, that's fine. We can stay on. That's fine. We can stay on.
So hopefully it will be out in a few minutes. The Scotland team as well. 8 o'clock kickoff, by the way. I don't need to tell you that because everybody knows as well. Graham, I mean, we're all talking about Lawrence Shankland and players like that. But one player I need to give a mention to, Reagan, is Stuart Armstrong, because I mean I think I know we were talking earlier about Craig Gordon and maybe James Forrest as well, and Stuart Armstrong is getting on in years, but he's still got it. He's had a brilliant season in the Premiership.
Stuart Armstrong's been really good. I always say I've taken back at Celtic in a heartbeat. He's been brilliant. So if he's somebody that we can rely on in Scotland, then I would take that. I mean, he's been really good. He's somebody off the bench this tournament that I think that we could really trust, and I think the whole team would think he's a guy that could really score. And I think in terms of like Scotland overall, we've got some good players to come off the bench tonight, like Lewis Morgan, Tommy Conway as well, because I don't expect those guys to start. I'm sure Graham is on it right now, and he'll tell us as soon as he's got it. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to hearing what Graham's got to say, and just the whole anticipation, because we've got 60 minutes to go, guys, until Scotland are going to be back at a European tournament. So it's going. I'm just so looking forward to it.
I've not been this excited since I managed to find a Karamak in Tesco's. That's how excited I am for this tournament. Like, I can't wait.
I wondered what you were going to say there, by the way. I was a bit worried about
it's a family show. I'm keeping it clean.
Yeah. No, I was going to talk about Hearts there, but you know, I thought you were getting excited about Graham. I don't know what made you feel
It's just
though.
it's been on with you guys. That's why I'm so excited.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. So another to go, Reagan. How's the mouth, mate?
My hands are getting a little bit sweaty now, actually, aye. But Michael, I'm disappointed you've not got a retro top on tonight. Me and Graham are sporting the retro tops. You've not got one on you.
Well, no, I have got a top on, mate. I will. Well, a stand up one. I can't believe I'm going to do this.
Can't believe we're going to do that, just
So there you go. Done a Mexican wave
Standing
there.
standing up to take the mickey at me, aye. I'm going on you.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Well, I could move the camera down a bit, but that's a different show altogether. Yeah, exactly. So 7 o'clock must go on, and it's brilliant to see because we're not going anywhere. No Scotland, no locker room, no party, and all that kind of stuff. So we're still waiting for the team to come out. Hopefully, it will be with us soon. Maybe they're just doing it to wind us all up.
Right, here we go. Here we go. I can give
it
you.
should be here, yeah.
So here we go. It is
Ooh.
Angus Gunn, Ralston, Hendry, Porteous, Tierney, Robertson, Christie, McGregor, McTominay, McGinn, and Adams. That is a Scotland lineup. I'll give you it again. Gunn, Ralston, Hendry, Porteous, Tierney, Robertson, Christie, McGregor, McTominay, McGinn, and Adams. That is your Scotland lineup tonight.
Reagan.
Who's on the bench, Graham?
It hasn't said that yet. It's just giving me the starting 11.
Right, well, what the big takeaway that I said before that lineup was out, guys, you can hear my list. I did say that Porteous should play instead of Hanley, and I said that Ryan Christie should play instead of Billy. So I got those two selections spot on. I got the team bang on. You know?
But you're not. I was going to say you're not going to Germany, but that's quite bad taste in me saying that because you're not. But well done. You want to watch?
Everybody in the comments, tell us what you make of that team. But I think it's a great team, Michael. I think with Ryan Christie and that, he'll offer a different threat going forward. I think in terms of John McGinn, we know he can score. Scott McTominay, McGregor, he's really good defensively. So I'm really positive. I'm really positive with what Scotland can do tonight, and I'm so glad to be talking about it with you guys because it's just so good to be speaking about Scotland in a major tournament.
Now, Graham, Ian Nicholson on Facebook says, "Have to go, folks. Come on, Scotland. Yeah, come on, Scotland. You can join us at 10 o'clock as well." But Graham, I was just going to say, okay, right, I don't know if Ian from Scotland, right? Because if you're from Scotland, you would go for a beer. But he says, no, time for an ice cream. And, oh no, he did say a beer, right? Okay, I never saw that, Ian. My apologies to you. I'm getting all nervous now.
I've got the bench here. It's Shankland, Billy, Stuart Armstrong, Morgan, Conway, Jack, Ross McCrory, McLean, Taylor, James Forrest, and Scott McKenna. Shankland as well. So,
that's a good.
And of course, the two short stoppers that we decided to take as well, Zander Clark and Kelly. So
that's a good bench, Graham.
It's not bad. Listen, it's a decent team that I think we've picked, but I am slightly surprised that Billy Gilmore doesn't start. I thought he would have started. And apparently, looking at the BBC Scotland website, this is McTominay and Ryan Christie's 50th cap for Scotland. So I suppose if you look at the team, there's maybe not a lot of surprises there. I kind of thought Porteous would start, but I just think the only slight surprise was Billy Gilmore. I thought he might have started, but apart from that, I've no issue with that. It's a decent lineup.
I think that's the strongest team that you could go with, Reagan.
I think it is as well because, like Graham was saying, like you can catch these guys out, Germany, in the transition. I think with Christie's pace I was doing a bit of research earlier, like I always do for this show, and Ryan Christie was in a Bournemouth team, Michael, that had the highest ever placement in the Premier League. So I'm really happy with the team we've picked.
There we go. Michael Harrison on YouTube says Christie had a great season for Bournemouth, mind you. Yes, he has, and let's hope he keeps up during the Euros. Right, that's all for us for now, guys. We'll be back at 10 o'clock. And yes, and joining us, William Wallace will be here live in the studio. And Mikey will be joining us at 10 o'clock as well. So what's it for us? And no Scotland, no, what is it?
Come on, Scotland.
Party, yeah. See you soon, guys. 2-1.